Hi, it's Luke with Auto Darts. Today I'm going to show you how to install your Perses hopper. This is a two-part hopper that I designed. It simply snaps apart. This hopper comes in about 15 colors and we are dramatically expanding that color library as fast as we can. The hopper is compatible either with one of these feed gates for paintball where you can just shove rounds in, or I've got a flip top lid which opens to a 45-degree angle to act like a funnel. Now to install your hopper, I'm going to put in this Galaxy Black one. First we're going to pop the hopper off of the blaster itself, and we're going to remove the tray. To remove the tray, we are going to open this slightly. Starting at the very end, we're going to pop this. We don't want to open it all the way, but we're going to pop that open just a little bit, and you'll get that first notch off. And then with your fingers, with the thumb, you can push on each joint as you go along, and the hopper will come off. You could just tear off, but you will likely rip the hopper and you'll break the part. The first and last tabs here and up here are spring-loaded, and sometimes these can be a little sticky. I've definitely had some customers tell me that theirs were completely locked up, so that will depend on your blaster itself. Now the hopper, there have been two slightly different variants. One you'll notice does not have a little foot that's right here, and one has this little locking foot. There's no difference in function of the blaster other than how the install goes. On the one without the foot, you can simply start at one end, work your way on, and depress this last little detent as you install. And then you close up the other side, add glue if you do feel like you want to have glue. It is not necessary to glue the two halves of the hopper together, but it is optional. And if you want to do this, all you do is take a small amount of super glue and run it over all of these inside edges. You don't want to do too much because you don't want to end up with any on your external surfaces, but you could just run like this. This will give you a little bit of extra rigidity. Again, it's not required. I've had several of these installed without any issues and without the glue, but the glue will add a little bit of rigidity, so it's always an option. I did make one design tweak to this hopper. So all of the current shipping ones will look like this. They have this little lock foot. The only difference with the lock foot is how it's installed. And for that, instead of going on this side first, you're actually going to start with the edge on the lock foot, and you're going to close that. And you should see that foot move into place there. So it'll lock the hopper in place. And then you're going to simply press everything else down. Again, pushing this little detent right here in as you close the hopper. And that should just snap all the way down in place. You'll know it's right when you've got the seam all the way along is snapped down, and then you are done. That is truly all there is to installing this. This hopper works with the stock blaster. It also works with modded blasters, and it doesn't change anything about the function of the blaster. I hope you enjoy your hopper. Thanks for checking out the shop. Until next time, I'm Auto Darts. Hi, I'm Luke with Auto Darts. Today I'm going to show you my 3D printed switch plates and extension pieces for the rev and fire trigger of the Perses blaster. I've designed a lot of these switch plates over the last couple of years, and they've been very, very popular, and it's plain to see why. They make it dead simple to drop your switches into your blaster. One of the worst things when you wire up a blaster is to then realize you have a pinched trigger or a pinched lever or something like that, and this just really simplifies placement. Now it comes in, there are three parts, it's all included in one kit. You've got your firing trigger plate, which is standalone. It uses the screw that's in the blaster to screw in place. Then you've got your rev trigger switch and the rev trigger extension. Now the rev trigger extension simply slides right into your existing trigger and just extends it. It is friction fit and does not need to be glued. This will then activate the switch that is on your rev switch. Now alternatively, I do sell a 3D printed rev trigger, which does not need this extension, but that is included as a 3-part kit in the Switch set, but these are directly compatible. So if we take a look at the actual blaster here, we end up with the bottom rev plate is down here, and the top trigger plate is up here, secured with a single screw up that's in the stock blaster up there. The top switch plate does not need glue except for gluing the switch on, and the bottom switch plate should be glued to the body of the blaster because it is not friction fit tight enough to hold in there. I've got full details on how to actually install these and where to cut on the blaster in the full mod guide, so do check that out if you're going to wire up a Perses and use these plates. Otherwise, the tactic is fairly obvious. You'll see where these sit. In both cases, you're trying to get this top plate down to level with where the screw is up there. So if you can't get it all the way down, you just need to keep cutting, and you can keep cutting pretty aggressively. If you cut too much, the switch plate makes up for all the gap in its profile and shape. Same thing in the bottom. The bottom one you're going to get in place, and you want the entire area where the switch is going to sit to be level with this surface. To actually attach the switches, you'll simply test fit the placement. The little holes will line up with the little nubs on the switch plate, and then just add a little bit of glue, put that switch in place, glue the whole thing in, and you are done. Then your extension will go in like this, and ultimately you'll have very nice, very clicky upgraded switches. Here I've got the upgraded rev trigger as well, and these have a nice feel to them. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm out of darts. Hi, it's Luke with Out of Darts. Today I'm going to show you how to replace the side mag release of your Perses. We sell this in about 15 different colors, and that color library is growing very quickly. The part itself will come with a smaller screw that you will need to install it. What you'll first need to do is remove all of the screws in the top slide of your blaster. So you will need to open up your blaster to get access to this. I would generally recommend taping those screws in place just to make it easier on yourself. What you're going to do is look at this part here, flip back around, and you're going to find the screw that you need to remove. This screw has a lot of threads, but it will come out pretty easily. We are just going to simply unscrew it. You will need to use the smaller replacement screw in order to do this upgrade. The reasoning for this is that the stock screw is extra long. I believe this is done for strength. You can see how long that screw is. You won't need that anymore. Then you just pop your old screw out and mind the shape that's inside there. You will match this little key to this. You'll push that down as far as it goes. That looks very nice. And we will take our upgraded screw, or not upgraded screw, and we will take our shorter screw and then screw that in place. The hardest part about this upgrade is simply opening the shell. So hopefully you do this when you are already opening it for modding purposes. And that's all there is to it. And that is the Perses Slim Mag release. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm out of darts. Hi, I'm Luke with Out of Darts. In this video, I'm going to show you how to install your Perses battery tray. The install process for this is very simple. You've got your stock battery that would normally be in here like this. All you're going to do is pop that out using the bottom release. This hopper has an opening at the bottom where your XT60 connector can feed through. So when you install it, it will look like this. It will go into your blaster, whether that's into a flush XT60 plug or directly into a hole. And after you do that, you will simply tow in this one side and close. And that is all there is to installing the battery door. To release, it's the same as a stock trigger. Just push the buttons and you're set. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Out of Darts. Hi, I'm Luke at Out of Darts. Today I'm going to show you how to install our Perses comfort triggers. There are two variants of this trigger. Both improve comfort and have the same external design. One is to replace the stock trigger and work with the stock switches and stock spring for the trigger. That one is very self-explanatory. It is 2 simple screws pulled out there. Remove the spring, attach the spring to the new trigger, drop this in, and screw these 2 screws back into place. And that is all there is to do to install that. The second variant of the trigger works with upgraded switches only. These can be in conjunction with my switch plates that I've designed, pictured here in orange, or they can be a version where you've just epoxied these in place. And for these, they are very simple to install. You simply remove the stock trigger and screws and just drop this in place, and you are done. That's all. That's literally all there is to it. It will line up perfectly with my trigger plates and make it very easy to install. If you are going to epoxy your switch in, you just want to mind this gap here to make sure that that gap is good. In addition to getting this switch to fit in here, you will want to carve away a little bit of plastic on the other side of the shell that will allow the blaster to close. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm out of darts. Hi, it's Luke with Out of Darts. In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace your rev trigger with the upgraded triggers that I sell. Please note that right now, unless the listing says otherwise, these are only compatible with my switch plates or with manually placed upgraded switches, meaning this is not directly compatible with the stock switch due to the size and shape of it. You could probably cut this to fit, and I may offer a version if people want one, but I'm going to wait and see whether there's a demand for that or not. With these triggers, there is not much modification to be done other than what already needs to be done with the switch plates. That's featured in my tutorial, but these are more or less drop in, plug and play, and place your little switch plate cover back over the top here like this. In addition, to place the switch, you will have wanted to cut this little plate short, but that is really all there is. If you are manually placing your switches, you're just going to want to mind the gap and line it up right to here as far as your switch placement and your epoxy. Otherwise, my switch plates here in orange will do the work for you. I think I'll throw an orange one in here to make sure these actually match. Nice clicky switches, and we are good to go. Do check out the full tutorial and build guide to learn how to do the entire blaster. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm out of darts.